This is not an expedition. It is an execution. When they put you in here, they don't want you to return. And even if you do, and even if they keep their promises, what freedom waits for you? A few dying ships in a sea of dead stars? If there is still hope, it lies beyond the veil. Hope in this void is as illusionary as the starlight. I will choose to breathe my last here, at the bottom of an ocean, unseen, unheard, and uncontrolled. They will get their execution, and I will get my freedom. There are so many reasons I wanted to talk about this movie. So many, in fact, that I don't even know where to start. What Mark Fishbach, aka Markiplier, was able to achieve is nothing short of a miracle and profoundly inspirational to filmmakers, indie filmmakers, student filmmakers, and YouTubers alike. Iron Lung is a horror thriller based on the indie video game of the same name. For those of you who are unaware of the game, it's a pretty bare bones, short indie horror game. The premise is that every habitable planet and star just suddenly disappeared in what is called the Quiet Rapture, leaving only those who were on space stations alive. From my understanding, the remaining humans formed a coalition called the Consolidation of Iron, a vast interstellar coalition that emerged in the aftermath of a devastating event known as the Quiet Rapture. They've set out on an embark to either save what is left of humanity or to simply survive. Now, how they plan to do this is do these deep submerged expeditions into moons that's entire surface is covered in blood, in a makeshift submarine called Iron Lungs. Now, where no one in their right minds would volunteer to be sent to the depths of a blood ocean, where no one knows what lies beneath the surface, they chose to send their criminals, with the promise that if they return, they will earn their freedom. In the game, you are a criminal who has been sent down to the depths of a blood ocean to search for signs of life, despite the dangers, because they suspect that something living might still be lurking in the depths. So, in essence, you're seeking biological anomalies, proof that something unknown still stirs beneath those grim tides. If you'd like to see what the game is like, I'll be sure to leave a link in the description of this video to my gameplay of it. I originally heard about the game Iron Lung from Markiplier's playthrough of the game. Not too much longer, Mark announced he'd be adapting Iron Lung into a full-length feature film. Shortly before the release of his movie, the game was released on PS5 and Nintendo Switch, to my knowledge. So I jumped at the opportunity to play the game before going to see his movie. While the game is fun and does a brilliant job at building atmosphere through really only phenomenal sound design and limited visuals, most of the game is going from designated point to designated point capturing images. You have zero visibility as the submarine has to be completely welded shut, so you are forced to use a scanner and a map to navigate your way around obstacles. All the while, you are hearing distant noises, something bumping into your submarine, sensors going off for no reason to just suddenly stop, and you have no communication with those topside. Despite being confined to a very small area with absolutely no visibility, this game is able to build tension and dread with its incredible sound design, leaving what's out there mostly to your imagination. Very rarely will you catch a brief glimpse at what's under the surface with you. You are also running on limited oxygen, and the longer you're submerged, the more your submarine begins to break down. Overall, I thought the game was a pretty fun and unique experience. A pretty basic and bare bones indie game with a unique enough concept to keep you engaged, entertained, and on the edge of your seat, with a decent amount of lore you can uncover using the computer. Though, I must admit that when I not only watched Markiplier's playthrough, but played through it myself, I couldn't help thinking, how could someone take a 30 to 40 minute experience and turn it into a full-length feature film? Especially when we know the movie is 2 hours and 7 minutes long. In case none of you know this, Markiplier isn't just producing or writing or directing or acting or editing. No, he's doing all of the above. Not to mention that this is a completely independent film with absolutely no studio backing. Iron Lung's budget is $3 million. And as to my knowledge, was all raised on his own with zero crowdfunding, like we saw with Chris Stuckman when he did Shelby Oaks. Now, don't get that confused. I'm not saying that there weren't those who helped pitch in so he could make the movie he wanted to make. I'm simply saying he didn't put up a GoFundMe with promises of receiving a free Blu-ray copy or your name in the credits depending on how much you donated. No, this was a completely grassroots $3 million production from a first-time filmmaker, unless you include In Space with Markiplier. Iron Lung, on a $3 million budget, was able to gross $37.5 million domestically and $48 million globally, and grossed more than $18 million on its opening weekend. He was able to gross 10 times his budget, and keep in mind, this is a YouTuber's first feature film. As for what critics and audiences thought, Iron Lung got a critic score of 61%, still in the positive, and an 87 audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. As a student filmmaker with only a few short films and an audio drama called Autumn Falls the Voices, I can't overstate just how inspiring this is for me and other aspiring filmmakers like me. The idea that a YouTuber didn't just make a theatrically released movie, but did it without studio backing, wrote, directed, starred in it, and it being a success is unprecedented. Iron Lung as #1 in the box office its opening weekend before finally being beat by Sam Raimi's Send Help. That just doesn't happen for first-time filmmakers. Apparently, according to Markiplier himself, he began receiving offers from studios to back the film and turn them down, and has gone on record saying just how thankful he is for everyone who went out to see the movie, and how much he appreciates all the reviews, whether they're more negative than positive. I really want to make this video to highlight to all fellow aspiring filmmakers out there, this is possible, and Markiplier proved it. I know what a lot of you are going to say, but McKeon, he's a big YouTuber with a huge following, and sure, that might have helped in the box office, but I guarantee you it didn't help getting the movie made. While those of us that follow him definitely helped with his box office numbers, the making of the movie was all him, and goes to show any one of us can do the same. So, for the fact that a Let's Play YouTuber was able to make a horror thriller theatrically released movie that he wrote, directed, produced, edited, and starred in with a small $3 million budget and grossed $48 million globally is incredibly inspiring, and an incredible achievement. Here's to all of my fellow indie filmmakers, student filmmakers, aspiring filmmakers, Markiplier, and my incredible editor, Wise. Keep talking movies and keep making movies. And thank you guys all so much for watching this. This is a huge pivotal moment in filmmaking history, and I'm so happy that I got to be alive to witness it. My name's Vicky Mole, and I'll see you guys in the next one.